Welcome back, everybody. I know what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for a mock draft, chance to join us. Hopefully, you are ready to click that button because the link is going to go live. And those of you who haven't got to draft with us, hopefully you can. Don't worry, we're going to pick things up as we get closer to the season. But you know what? We're not that far off from training camp. Fantasy football, it's in the air. I'd say it's fair to say it's in the air, and we need to start getting ready. Of course, we've been getting you ready ever since the last season ended. But here we go. If you want to draft with us, click the link. We will be done in about an hour, but just make sure you commit yourself to actually drafting for about an hour. We don't want any autos. There's a lot of people waiting who don't get to draft with us. And so if you're going to do it, then actually do it.
Yes.
All right. Jay is in the house. What's up, Jay? Love that sweet logo right before me, no less. So as we fill up here, I think it was only right. You have to tell the story too. Not just that you're tired of getting the 6. Go ahead and just tell the saga of being stuck in the middle.
The saga of the 6. That's 2025 going to be the year of the 6. I hope whoever I've been drafting a ton at the 6, I guess, only neighbor, I don't know who I've gotten the most there, goes off. But yeah, so I entered a Corgi today. Corgi, if you don't know, it's like $5. You can only do one draft. And of course, I got the 6 spot again. I don't know how I keep getting the 6 spot on these underdog drafts. It's almost statistically impossible to get the 6 as many times as I've gotten it, but it keeps happening. All right, so fast forward. Fine. Getting ready to do this mock draft. I always do how I always pick my position. I don't just pick whatever I feel like. I go a random number generator on Google, 1 through 12, and the first number it rolls, a 6. But I said no. I'm vetoing it this time. I have control. No 6. Roll again. Second time it at least rolled a 12 for me.
Which really, if you think about it, it just added another 6 to your 6 to make 12.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. It's just like, fine. Roll another 6, but we'll combine it for a 12. Exactly.
It was like, okay, fine, I'll give you 2 6s. You get the 12. That's what it was. That's what it said to you. Like, not the 5, not the 11. No. All right. But you know what? I decided to make you feel better. I took the 6 because I do just pick randomly. So here we go. We're full. You guys are all green. Looks like. Let's go. Got some different people, I feel like. Good. Mark at the 1. Manny Fresh going with Saquon. I don't think I've picked in the middle a little bit. I think I feel like by now, of course, I've picked a little bit everywhere. But
yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah, just to know what that's like. Yeah, I don't really mind. Okay, I mean, look, I get CD here. I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can get CD, you can get Gibbs. Like sometimes, right? CD Gibbs. Like I took Puka yesterday.
Yeah, it's, by the way, just anybody who isn't sure, this says it in the description. This is a full PPR redraft mock, 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 receiver, tight end, and 1 flex, and a little bit of a bench here. So nothing unusual. So no, it's a legit question, and I think ADP is pretty well solidified. Some things will change, of course, gradually as we get closer, and some things have already started to change, like CMC being a first rounder. But like, do you feel, besides the fact that you're stuck in the middle and you're just tired of the 6, is there a least favorite spot you have other than that?
Other than the 6, 7.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, it's just being in the middle. The middle is just always tough every year. Because the problem with the middle, the nice thing with the end is I can get McCaffrey BTJ start. The problem with the middle that always makes the middle hard, unlike the end here where I get 2 picks in a row and I know basically I can't be like, well, will this guy make it back to me? No, he's not going to make it back to me. So just pick my 2 guys. And, or if you're close to the end, like if you're at 10, 9, 10, 11, you can at least look at like what the other teams have. and maybe say like, oh, like I want to take a QB here, but the 3 teams behind me already have a QB, so I can take a different position and then wait on QB, right? And the same with the other side. If you're on the other side, if you're picking like 2, 3, or 4, you can kind of look at what the other teams. When you're in the middle, you get one pick, and nobody's coming back to you, right? You can't like say like, well, I can get 2 wide receivers here, 2 running backs here, or I can get like a wide receiver on my QB here. No, you're in the middle. You get one pick, and then you got to wait an entire round, and you know what I mean? And then you pick again, and it's tough. It can be tough depending on how the draft falls. I mean, you're really at the mercy of the rest of the league when you're in the middle.
True. It's a little harder to gauge your next, not just pick, but next 2 picks, really, unlike being at the end. And some people will say, well, why wouldn't you rather pick 6 than like 10 or 11? Because, at 6, yeah, you can get either Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, right? Like elite receiver. And of course, whoever you're getting in the first round or 2, they're obviously elite players, but still, you're like, okay, Justin Jefferson versus, BTJ or Puka, it's not exactly the same. But then the flip side to that is you could get potentially, let's say if you're at the 11, you can get Puka and BTJ. CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson. Now you're pairing them up with AJB, Tyreek Hill. These are great players too, but maybe a little less certainty. I'm going with the running back. I still feel like Jonathan Taylor belongs in the top 20. I'll just make him my anchor.
Right. And I should probably say my second least favorite spot would be the 5, not the 7. Although the 5 is not bad, but the other reason why I especially hate the 6 this year. All right, Celio, you're already. Come on, don't auto already.
Oh, come on, dude.
All right. Well, at least he took Bowers. He's back on. At least he took Bowers.
Yeah.
The other problem with the 6, I've talked about this. Like, I feel like for me, like AJ Brown is like the end of a tier. So, right. So at least if you're at the 7, like NMB here, you're guaranteed like a stud first rounder and at least AJ Brown, like he got here. The guys you get with your second pick, like I like JT. Not a fan of Tyreek, but whatever. Bowers fine, JSN fine, Irving. Like these guys are just okay, right? Like, so yeah, you get a stud with your first pick, but then your second pick is just kind of, it's all right. So, and that's the problem with the 6. You get a stud with your first pick, but that you get the first of kind of like the all right guy, like the next tier of guys, I guess I should say.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's why actually I would say I think I prefer to get the 5 or the 6 than like the 3 or the 4, because, again, assuming usually Bijan and Barkley are gone, sometimes Gibbs, I usually feel I can get either Jefferson or Lamb at, let's say, the 6 where I'm at. Hold on, let me see who else I want here. Gonna go early tight ends and take McBride. No, I'm not. But yeah, I've been saying like Jason, Rice, T. Higgins. I feel like second round is just a little early for them, but like that's the best available when you get, let's say where like Manny drafted here at the 3rd. I would rather be able to get an AJB, maybe a Lad McConkey, or in my case, I'm taking JT. I just prefer that a little bit more. Let's see. We got a super chat question from Christian. Thank you, Christian. All right. CMC and Neighbors or CMC and Jonty and pick 9.
Well, I think you're okay either way, but if I have my choice, I'm going CMC Neighbors 100%.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget about option 3. You could go Genty Neighbors, but I'm going CMC Neighbors.
I mean, I'm doing. If Neighbors falls to you, I'm assuming you're thinking CMC first round, and you get Neighbors in round 2. Yeah, I'm doing that. Neighbors is a first rounder to me.
Yeah, same. Neighbors. That would be like printing money.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So I mean, neither are bad. Just Neighbors. Got to be there. Other John, a little surprised by Gibbs. underdog is different, right? This is redraft, and this is a PPR 3 receiver league. But I know I just finished saying I would take Jefferson and Lamb over Gibbs in this format, but it doesn't bother me to see Gibbs go there.
Yeah, again, I don't think it's like way too early for Gibbs. I mean, I think 6 is where I feel fair for Gibbs, 6, 7. So I mean, he only went a couple spots over. And look, if you don't take Gibbs there, you're going wide receiver there. Again, you're looking at, potentially having to get Bucky or Jacobs as your RB1s, which isn't terrible. But now he went 2 running backs and a tight end in the first round, so we'll see how it plays out. Now that might come back to bite him, right? Because this is a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex PPR league. So we'll see how that works out.
Right. We'll save that for the end here.
Right.
Speaking of Bucky, NMB saying that Bucky does not belong over Jacobs. I don't think it's mind-blowing, but I think I have Jacobs over Bucky barely in our rankings, if I remember.
Yeah, mind-blowing might be strong. But I do agree. I think I wouldn't even have Bucky over Chase Brown, honestly. I would take Chase Brown over Bucky. I think people are a little too high on Bucky, and for some reason, like, not high on Jacobs and Chase Brown, even though these guys are like, workhorse running backs in, with no competition for touches. And look, talked about the Tristan Wirfs injury, his knee surgery yesterday. Everybody asking, like, is that a big blow to Evans in the passing game? I mean, isn't that a big blow to the rushing game? To the running game? Doesn't a running back need the offensive line?
And it's not season ending, right? It's 4 weeks.
No,
I mean, it's not good, but it's early enough. This isn't happening right before the season starts. So I wouldn't make too much of it. I definitely wouldn't let it affect my draft strategy.
No, and I talked about that. Yesterday, but it's the kind of thing, like, think about this. Like, okay, Bucky Irving, a rookie last year, wasn't expected to do a lot. Had a great season, went way over expectations. Now he's a second rounder. Now he's expected to be a stud. If we get week 3, week 4, and he's just okay because, the offensive line isn't very good, people are going to start panicking on him and, potentially selling very low on him, people who drafted him, because that's how people are, right? They're like, it's week 4 and he's not producing. He's a bust.
Right. Buy low opportunity. We'll see. Jay, I mean, look, I could let it go once, but 2 Buffalo Bills, you got the Dolphins logo there, and you're getting 2 Buffalo Bills. Now they're outnumbering Tyreek Hill. Not acceptable. I'm just kidding. Half kidding.
I think he's going to all J team again. I think he's trying to all J team again, it looks like.
Could be. Okay. So,
no, but he's got Tyreek Hill, so never mind.
Yeah, he's got Tyreek Hill. Dondre thinks Jacobs will take a major step back, but why?
Yeah, why? For what reason?
I've been doubting him too long. He's one of those guys that, used to be like, okay, with Kyron, finally, I'm like, fine, he's good, or he's going to produce at least. I still don't think he's good. He's going to give fantasy. Josh Jacobs, I probably have doubted ever since he came in the league. I'm done. Like, no, he's a stud.
Yeah, and he's in a situation he's in such a good situation, right? Like, they're a run first offense. They're a run in the red zone offense. Yeah, they're a good team. I mean, he's in a good situation. Like, will he be quite exactly as good as he was last year? Maybe not. But again, he's going into the second round. Running back 10 or something like that? You're not drafting him. Like, he's not going as a top 5 guy or something. So I think where he's being drafted is very fair.
Yeah, I'm keeping Jacobs over Bucky because Bucky's the exciting new thing. But Jacobs still is going to get more touches, more receptions in a full PPR league. I think Jacobs is just more valuable.
Right.
Okay, let's see.
Which is why I'm surprised Chase Brown goes as late as he goes. Like, I mean, I guess he's not the new thing because it was like what his second season last year, third season, maybe third season last year. But he was the new thing in terms of like breaking out and coming down to, having that monster season. I'm surprised people aren't higher on him.
This is true. This is true.
All right, I see you drafted Omari Hampton. Are you worried about Najee Harris's eye?
All right. I was waiting when Najee's not going to be. Well, I'm assuming somebody's going to take Najee. It wasn't picked yet. All right. So the news, if you want to call it, if there's news today, it's still a slow period. So we have unfortunately, another JPP situation here. Maybe, if it's true. Maybe. We don't have confirmation, right? I'm sure. I've heard it's unofficial. Have you heard any definitive, yes, this happened?
Well, this is a statement from his agent. So there were some reports out there that he lost an eye in a fireworks accident. When I say reports, I mean like Reddit posts, not like actual, verified reports.
Yeah.
This is according to Ian Rappaport, this is the statement from his agent, Doug Hendrickson. Najee Harris was present at a 4th of July event where a fireworks mishap resulted in injuries to several attendees. Najee sustained a superficial eye injury during the incident, but is fully expected to be ready for the upcoming NFL season.
Okay. So, and I already saw, it doesn't take long. The memes are out. It was,
yes.
Well, Najee, and he's wearing an eye patch or something, like he should be on the Raiders. Yeah, so I don't know. Will this affect his vision, literally and figuratively on the field? Is this going to affect anything or no?
Well, I mean, it depends on what a superficial eye injury is. I mean, obviously, if he lost an eye, I'd be like, yeah, I'd probably have to start drafting all Omari Hampton and no Najee Harris. But if he just remember, and I actually posted this, I actually tweeted this and posted it on Discord. Remember in 2023, David Njoku burned his face in a fire pit accident in week 5 or something like that. And the rest of the season, he was a tight end 1.
Yeah.
So he was a monster. So,
he was, you have to use the right term. He was on fire.
Yes, he was on fire the rest of the season. Absolutely on fire. So if, sorry, let me make this pick. If it's, did I miss Kamara getting picked? I guess I did. All right, we'll go RJ Harvey then. If it's just a superficial eye injury, meaning no damage to his vision or his eye, then it's nothing. Then it's absolutely nothing, right? Because remember, training camp is still almost 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. I mean, we'll find out when training camp starts. If it's hey, Najee Harris isn't out here, it's wait, what? Because Najee Harris is never not out there.
Yeah, that's the one thing we kept saying. This guy never gets injured. He's going to be there. Well,
and then he's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get hurt on 4th of July. Which, by the way, why are fireworks still a thing? Why are we still shooting off fireworks? Freaks out dogs. It keeps people up all night, and it results in injuries, burn down houses. How are we still okay with people just shooting off? People who have no idea what they're doing when it comes to pyrotechnics, shooting off pyrotechnics in the middle of streets. How are we just okay with this as a country? No problem. Go ahead. That's as political as a rant as you're going to get from me. See, your dogs. I'll bet your dogs. I know you have one dog that freaks out during the fireworks. We have a couple. Sure, other people do as well. You're up all night. You can't go to sleep because it's 3 a.m. People are still shooting off M80s or whatever. And you have a bunch of idiots that have no idea what they're doing, don't know how to handle pyrotechnics, blowing themselves up, burning down people's houses. Why are we still allowing this? Is fireworks that big of a business for America that we can't end it?
Yeah, I'm with you. I know we're on the verge of dangerously close to to an old man rant here, but yes, I agree.
Yes, we are getting dangerously close to get off my lawn.
It's cool when you're young, I think, but after you see enough fireworks show, you're like, okay, I've seen this before. You know what? The next thing is, let's not be afraid of technology. The drone shows, drone show over fireworks any day. Those are cool.
I've never been to a drone show.
Well, I think I've personally been to one, but you see them if you look online, you'll see one. They have them, especially like in China, which is the originator of fireworks, and they have probably the best fireworks show still. But the drone shows, come on, it's much cooler. You got to search one up.
I mean, I'm not saying don't do fireworks, but do we have there are fireworks shows all over the place for free you can go to on 4th of July. And look, you want to do your the little fireworks or whatever, okay, fine, but yeah, don't come crying to me when you blow yourself up launching a firework you don't know how to handle.
Right. Oh, yeah, sorry, Andrea,
don't take my house with you.
Good night. NMB, this is sorry, you're about to get the band hammer. Dogs' feelings are more.
This is the wrong channel to say I'm not sacrificing dogs' feelings. This is the dog. This is the. We should be like fantasy football and dog. That should be like our channel.
Yeah, we're still trying to get some sort of dog themed sponsor here. I mean, Underdog, obviously, but
yeah,
not a coincidence. Yeah, obviously not a dog person. Look, you're not a dog person, that's fine, but you're not allowed to be anti-dog on here.
Yeah, you can't be anti-dog. Come on.
Man, where did all the receivers go? I mean, I guess I have 4. All right. Let's stack it up.
Damn, we got some early QBs tonight for an endgame draft. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. That's why at first I was like, look at all this great value. Now this is kind of the receiver, not dead zone, but it's getting there, right? You got to reach it a little bit more, but good values. Well, that goes back to the question earlier when he was like, should I get Neighbors? And in the round 2, there was Christian. He said that probably picks 10 and 11 are going to be quarterbacks. People are taking quarterbacks at the turn first, second round. I mean, look, if that's what your league wants to do, let them. Jordan. What's up, Jordan? Good super chat here. Okay, so back to the Chase Brown discussion. He's got Chase Brown over Kyron, Bucky, and Jacobs.
I agree.
I got him over Kyron. Do I have him over both of those? I'm trying to think about it. I'll have to go check. But I think it's close. I mean, Chase Brown catching more passes than Bucky seems like a kind of a foregone conclusion.
I mean, he's in a better offense, more chances to score, less competition. I mean, whatever you think of Rashad White is there.
Right. He's there.
Zach Moss I don't even know if he'll make the team. I mean, Samaje Perine, this guy's talk about going on an old man rant. This guy is an old man. And then Taj Brooks. Am I worried about Taj Brooks? Chase Brown's going to get 80% of the snaps again.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is one of those things where you look at what he did basically the second half of last year. Why wouldn't he do that again? There's no reason it would change. All right. Just as I cue him up to compare.
Well, yeah, you said there's no wide receivers, but you let Ricky Pierce off. Well,
yeah, he's buried lower in the rankings here. All right. Okay. No bias. It's okay. You're allowed to be biased, but I don't think that's a biased take to say Chase Brown over those guys. What's up, Bill?
What's up, Bill?
Loving Jay's team. All right, let's see. Let's see. 1, 2. I do always have to readjust because we do more best ball drafts than redrafts, typically in a week. And we just did one, of course, yesterday, day before. So it always takes me a little bit to kind of readjust my thinking.
For what?
For like roster makeup here and, generally speaking. It's Mr. Grapefruit. I see. Think Baker should fall more. But again, this is not a season-ending injury. It might affect him a little bit early in the season, but I don't think this should really affect Baker's ADP much, if at all.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about Baker.
No. All right. We have not only another Dolphins fan, but the return of Turd Ferguson. What's up?
Nah, come on.
Are you going to take a late round flyer, Nick Chubb?
He just wants me to go on a Nick Chubb rant here. No.
Baiting. I mean, a last round pick. Sure. Why not?
Not even a last round pick. Like, you don't have to draft somebody. Like, it's okay not to draft somebody.
Well, no, you definitely don't have to. I like Tracy here. Yeah, he's being serious. No, it's a fair question. No, unless you really want to handcuff Joe Mixon.
But I don't even know, like, I mean, even if Joe Mixon suffered a season-ending injury right now, would you draft Nick Chubb?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he's definitely draft worthy. I can't completely dismiss him. Look, I like him better in Houston than I did in Cleveland. I'll tell you that.
I mean, he wasn't any good. He wasn't any good last year.
No, but he doesn't have to really be good, like efficient.
He kind of does.
He can fall volume alone. He can fall into the end zone a few times. There's touchdown upside.
But remember, even last year, the weeks where he'd fall into the end zone, he wasn't even worth starting. Like, we're talking about a guy that was getting you like 40 yards. Like, you got to fall in the end zone multiple times. Like, I'm sorry. Like, nah, he's done. He's done. It's unfortunate. I mean, injuries happen, but he's just done. He just is.
I don't know. I heard that he's in the best shape of his life. Let's just.
I'm sure he is.
All right. Let's see here. There goes Najee. Jay's not afraid. No fear.
Hey, as long as he has. Like, he doesn't even need an eye. He doesn't run with vision.
No eyes needed. Yeah, I'll take my tight end. Okay, Jordan. Super chat here. So he's asking about Calvin Ridley as your wide receiver 2 if you're going double RB early. Would that make you feel comfortable enough?
I mean, sure, but I feel like you can probably, even if you go double RB, I don't think you need to take Calvin Ridley in round 4, do you? Like, does he go that high in most drafts? Like, I feel like you can still get Calvin Ridley in round 5, round 6. No? Am I wrong?
I think so. Yeah.
Where did he go? Where did he go in this draft? Yeah, he went at the 5-4. Like, I don't think you need Calvin Ridley as your wide receiver 2. I think you can get him as a wide receiver 3, even if you go double RB.
Right. This assumes you're not taking one of the first quarterbacks or tight ends. Who's
right?
Okay, good. All right, Mr. Ferguson. Excellent question. Maybe you didn't catch the underdog drafts this week. Feeling about Jonnu Smith with Pittsburgh.
Not good. Can't feel good. I mean, you can't feel as good. Like he'll do something. He's not like useless. But he goes from an offense where he literally was like the number 2 targeted player on the team, and a team that threw the ball at least enough, to a team that hardly throws the ball. I mean, and probably, I mean, he might still be the number 2 target on the team, but a team that hardly throws the ball. So, yeah, I don't feel good about Jonnu now.
Not as good, to be sure. I think what he is now, he's a low end tight end 1, meaning like between 10 and 12, right? 10, 11, 12. Because look at the tight ends that have already been drafted here. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tight ends off the board, right? Okay. Those guys belong before Jonnu. Jonnu is still available. I think Tucker Kraft maybe makes sense before Jonnu. I don't know if I see anybody else that I would say definitely should be taken before Jonnu. Dalton Kincaid, maybe if you want to take a swing there. Goddard,
I would take
let somebody safe and boring. Tyler Warren, if you like him,
I would probably take Goddard over Jonnu now, honestly.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe I'm just too low on Jonnu now because I was like so high on him and I drafted so much Jonnu, and then they went and traded him to the Steelers, and it's like thanks for burning all that money for me, Dolphins.
Well, he'll still have a role. He'll still get a ton of catches. I think he has low end tight end 1 value. That's what it is. The ceiling is just
man. I mean, I don't know if there's enough touchdowns there for it. That's the thing, because I mean, look at last year, like who for the Steelers last year had any real value? Just anybody.
Yeah, well, that's a fair point.
other than Chris Boswell. So it's like, and like Booth is there, and whatever you think of Booth, he's not out there to block. He's out there to catch passes too. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all bad. It's all bad. It's just brutal.
It's going to be a different offense, though, at least for sure. You got a different running back with the rookie instead of Najee. You have a different quarterback, of course, and it's going to look a little different. I do think they have plans for him because, let's face it, they don't have a number 2 receiver. That's the thing that keeps me.
But this is exactly what people said about George Pickens last year. It's going to be a new offense. They got Russell Wilson. They don't have any other wide receivers. No, it's the Steelers. It's going to be the same old boring, crappy offense. Boring, crappy QB play. I'm not getting sucked into this. Not getting sucked into the Steelers. Caleb Johnson, fine, because that's the thing. They got Caleb Johnson. He's just gonna play like how Najee Harris played. It's gonna literally just be the same old boring offense.
Yeah, it probably
it's still Arthur Smith. It's still Mike Tomlin. Yeah, it's still a good defense when TJ Watt is healthy. Yeah, it's just going to be the same boring Steelers. I'm good. I'm good not having any Steelers. Well, although I'm going to have a high exposure to Jonnu because I drafted a ton of him when he was still on the Dolphins.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I still have a lot in underdog because he doesn't have to be your week in, week out starting tight end, right? Just those spike weeks. Now the ADP, the value is it's good. Let's not say it's great, but it's good. Back when he was being drafted inside the top 90, not so great. But that's when we thought he was on the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, even if he does well this year, it's like everybody's getting him 50 picks lower than I got him. So it's like, yeah. Man, that's brutal.
But you just need to take more of him now to make up for it. See?
Maybe. I might take some of him as we get closer to draft season, just so I have some late round Jonnu.
Yeah. Well, he's still out there. I'm definitely not taking him in this draft because not only is it not best ball, but I already got a tight end. Everybody has a tight end, I think, except for Miguel and
I don't have a tight end. I don't have a tight end or a quarterback yet.
Taz.
Oh no, I do have a tight end. That's right. I took McBride. I forgot.
McBride, yeah.
At the end of at the 3-4 turn, I can't really pass on McBride.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I considered him, but still going in on Terry. Don't trust Flacco. Resident Steelers fan. Yeah, Muth will definitely be involved. Muth is there. So that's probably the issue. Saying he doesn't trust the O-line. I think that's fair too.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't trust the play calling. Again, they're not. There's going to be very few weeks where they're throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game. It's going to be mostly in that 25 to 30 range. So you're talking about DK Metcalf, Pat Fryermuth, Jonnu Smith, and the running backs. And then, the random Calvin Austin, whoever, the random targets to the other guys, because they actually do throw to the other guys during the game, whether we like it or not. That's just not a lot. I mean, this is not a lot to go around there, which is why I'm not drafting DK Metcalf either. I think the only hope,
Come on,
is that we see something like what we saw last year with the Jets, where somehow this is the year where the Steelers, can't win 9-10 games and be in the playoff hunt. And Aaron Rodgers is just like in F-it mode, and he's just throwing it he's like not even listening to the play calling anymore. He's just calling his own plays in the huddle and just calling a pass play every snap because he's like, these are my last 4 games of the season of my career.
Yeah. So like normal, in other words, for him.
Yeah. But then again, it's Mike Tomlin, and he somehow always finds a way to get this team in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's the annoying thing almost. It's not one of those franchises where you just want to be completely oblivious to and like give up on them. But it's hard to get excited about what's going on there. Jordan with a very good question. Why are stacks important? Okay, so let's address this from a redraft standpoint because we're not doing best ball today. In best ball, we've gone over that. So does that actually matter in redraft?
It certainly doesn't matter as much in redraft. Why it doesn't, well, it can certainly be helpful in redraft, but it can also be hurtful in redraft. Because remember, in redraft, you have to choose which, like in best ball, where you can draft, let's say, 3 quarterbacks and you can stack all of them. If on that week 2 of your quarterbacks don't do very well, which means that wide receivers that you stacked probably didn't do very well. If that third quarterback and his wide receiver have a monster game, they're in your lineup. But in redraft, you just basically have your quarterback and your wide receiver. And I've had teams where like I've had stacks like Burrow and Higgins last year where it was mostly great, but I've also had stacks where it's like there's a lot of weeks where the offense underperforms and your fantasy team also underperforms because you're taking the hit not only at quarterback but also at wide receiver. So I don't think it's certainly not important to the degree it is in a best ball tournament where you have you're drafting 2 to 3 quarterbacks. And really all you care about in those best ball tournaments is scoring the most possible points on any given week. You don't necessarily care so much about, a low floor. You just care more about a high ceiling.
Right. For example, you have Burrow Chase last year. You loved your stack. You were great. It's there's not that many stacks that you feel like I'm keeping these guys in my lineup every week, all year. So I happened to do it. It's not like I felt like I had to, but I had Godwin the previous round. I took Baker just because, like you said, people are going quarterback a little earlier today. And so I feel like it was a pretty good value, 7th round for Baker. It's fine. Nobody else really jumped off the page for me anyways. But yeah, it's just you get that those boom weeks, right? When that offense is clicking, it's good for you, double good. But of course, then it works the other way. So it's not necessary like it is for best ball. For best ball, it's like you almost go out of your way to try to stack without reaching. But yeah, I don't really think about it in redraft.
Right.
Yes, agree, Flacco. Roman Wilson's not a factor here.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not saying the others are going to be target monsters, but if you have a game where you throw the ball 25 times and you have DK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, Pat Fryermuth, Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren, I mean that right there is 5 targets each. Now, of course, we can maybe say, oh, maybe DK Metcalf gets 7 of those targets. Okay, well, so now the other 4 guys are only looking at like 4 targets each, or what, you know what I mean? But other guys like Calvin Austin, Roman, Anthony, even though they haven't shown much, might still get a target or 2. And when you're talking about only 25 targets, you can't have any targets going to anybody else. Like they need to be going to those guys, right? They need to be going to those guys.
Right. Yeah, they're this actually, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it stacks alone and maybe a good video idea. Let's talk about stacks that are actually worth chasing, right? Like realistic stacks. You know, I'm not saying, hey, you should get the whole Eagles offense, take Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. That's great, but realistically, that'll be worth it. Like I think Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison, if you believe in Harrison taking a step forward, and if you are okay, you know, withstanding the Kyler Murray experience, that's a reasonable one. I think that makes sense because you're in on that. Hold on, let me see who I want here. Let me get. Like, you know, Burrow Chase, obviously that's a pretty successful one. You can't always pull that off because the thing is you need either number 1 or number 2 pick to get Jamar Chase. So I can say, yeah, try to do that, but you know, there's a very small chance that you can actually do that.
Yeah, I think you could definitely do like Higgins Burrow again this year.
Higgins Burrow, that's
CD.
That's more doable.
If you draft CD, you can easily get Dak.
Right. The Dak makes sense.
And I think that's a Dak. You know, I would even be okay with like Pickens Dak. I think that's a stack that can absolutely dominate this year.
And that's one I love in best ball. You know, it's a guy like Pickens who isn't going to be good every week, but those boom weeks will make up for it in best ball. I love that stack. And Dak is going like, I think still way too late, an underdog.
Way too late everywhere, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's not necessary. It really just comes down to whether you want to invest heavily in that offense or not. You know, there's some that are worth it. You know, I think Justin Fields just went off the board here. Again, if you're comfortable trusting Justin Fields as your starting quarterback, and you wait here, he's going to have upside. He's also going to give you some frustrating weeks. But Justin Fields, after you went Garrett Wilson early, because who else is he throwing it to besides Garrett Wilson? Let's be honest.
Yeah, see, now I'm starting to come around on Garrett Wilson this year. I did not like him after they signed Justin Fields, but the more I look into it, it's like, I mean, just a couple years ago, was it like 2023? DJ Moore had almost 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns with Justin Fields in Chicago when he was the only guy Justin Fields really had to throw to. One thing I do like about Justin Fields, he's not going to go through his progressions.
Exactly. He will.
Like, he's either going to chuck it to Justin Field or to Garrett Wilson, or he's going to like take off and run, or he's going to run around and give Garrett Wilson time to get open. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of coming around on Garrett Wilson. I feel like I need to start drafting more Garrett Wilson, even though I don't love that it's Justin Fields. But I just feel like even though they might only throw the ball 25 times, 10 of them are going to go to Garrett Wilson. Like, because who else is like, oh yeah, Breece Hall will get some targets. The tight ends might get some targets. Some random guys will get some targets. But there's you know what I mean? There's no, like, I could see Garrett Wilson getting 10 plus targets a game.
Yeah, you know, I just saw this. Apparently, you know who the wide receiver 2 is going to be, possibly for the Jets starting the season? Josh Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds? Yeah, it's Josh Reynolds. Josh
Did
Reynolds.
Did you know he was on the Jets before this week?
No.
I didn't.
I actually just filmed a video today where I talk about Garrett Wilson, and I say it in the video. I don't even know who the wide, like, I literally, like, who is even the wide, like, Xavier Gibson, Malachi Corley, is he still there? Like, who really is even the wide receiver 2 here? Exactly. Like, there isn't one. And there's not, like, and unlike the Steelers who have Jonnu Smith and Pat Frymer with 2 good pass catching tight ends, who are the Mason Taylor? Is Tyler Conklin still even there? Or did he go to the Chargers? I can't remember.
He's with the Chargers. Yeah, I think
he's with the Chargers. So like, they don't even have tight ends to throw to.
Exactly. Yeah. Garrett Wilson, a ton. And that's exactly right. With Justin Fields, whatever you think of him, look, at the end of the day, his completion percentage doesn't matter for Garrett Wilson's fantasy stats. How many of the passes he did complete went to Garrett Wilson and for how many yards? And he does like to throw it to the receivers, the wideouts. He's not like a check down type of quarterback because, like you said, he won't check it down. He'll just take off. Yeah,
and he'll give Garrett Wilson chances. He'll be like, "You're not really open, but it's okay. Here you
go." Yeah, those what do they call it? Hero balls. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I was going to, with my last pick, go with like a QB. Oh, actually, you know what? Herbert's still on the board. I like Herbert. Let's go Herbert. And I'm like, you know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to take 2 QBs before it comes back to me. And sure enough, we had 3 teams take 2 QBs, but that's okay. I still got Herbert.
There we go. And it looks like we're done. We just wrapped it up. I'm looking, by the way, now I'm looking at Justin Fields' deep throw percentage because I'm curious. All right. It's not like, all right, it's top 20. Top 20%, 20. And now also you have to exclude guys who aren't going to even be in the league. Okay, yeah, like Malik Willis played a couple games. Josh Johnson played for like 1 game. All right, so realistically, starting quarterbacks, maybe top 15, top half of the league, deep throw percentage. And that was with the boring Steelers offense. He's going to get more shots to go deep this year.
Well, here's another thing. I don't want to spoil the video, and I know we got to grade the teams, but looking into it, when I dug more into it, the route the Jets had Garrett Wilson run the second most last year was the 9 route, which is just the go route, like just run far. Like, so literally they just told Garrett Wilson last year, and they did no pre-snap motion because Aaron Rodgers likes dudes to just be standing there, and then he wants to like dissect the defense and know where he's going with the football. Like, come on, dude, it's 2025. We don't play football this way anymore. But they basically just asked Garrett Wilson, like, so go stand out there and run deep. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what is it? Like, the offense was a joke last year. Anyways, let's grade these teams.
Yeah, like, hey, go be a decoy so that we can just throw it to Devontae Adams. That's basically what it was.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He only had 8 or more targets, like, in half the games he played with Devontae Adams because all the targets. Anyways.
All right. Yeah. Let's break these teams down, starting with team 1. And this piggybacks off a question Jordan was saving this. Do you trust Rice this season as low-end wide receiver 1? Well, let's see. This team got him as their wide receiver 2 because they got Jamar Chase. Josh Jacobs, then Rice, Kamara, Sutton, Monty, Golden Diggs, Njoku, Warren, Jalen Warren, that is, J.K. Dobbins, Pat Bryant, and Justin Fields.
I mean, I like the team. To answer the question, no, I would not want Rice as my wide receiver 1. I would not like taking Rice in round 2 if I went running back early. Not feel good about that at all. But here he's your wide receiver 2, which I think is fine. Sutton is your 3, Golden Diggs or Monty potentially as your flexes. That's all solid right there. You got Jacobs, Kamara. You know I like Kamara. Njoku still remains one of the best values in all of fantasy football. Like, let's just let a top 8 tight end fall to the almost double-digit rounds in every draft. Basically, round 10 here, almost round 10. Yeah, I like this team a lot. Strong start to this draft. Well done.
And you know what? Again, if you could go back time and just make this one switch and make it perfect, which you can't. But I have Garrett Wilson. We just talked about over Rice anyways. I would rather have Garrett Wilson. And the fact that you managed to get Justin Fields in the last round here, Mark, I mean, there's a stack where I just said that would be a wonderful stack to have. So I would prefer, Garrett Wilson, but that's, again, nitpicking. Everything else here is good. I don't see any picks I don't like, really. Team 2 is DC 25-25. Went Bijan, Bucky, Higgins, Walker, Worthy, and Mahomes. There's a stack.
There you go.
Kobe Myers, Cooper Kupp, Mark Andrews, your boy Adam Thielen. Wow, in round 10, no less. Round 10, Adam Thielen. Rashad White, Josh Palmer, and then Dak Prescott.
This is an interesting draft. There's a lot of picks I really like and some picks that I'm like, oh man. But look, Bijan, Bucky, Kenneth Walker is your RB3. That's pretty nice. But of course, now your wide receivers are Higgins, Worthy, Myers, Kupp. But you know what? I don't mind it because really you are going to be flexing Kenneth Walker, because if you're not flexing Kenneth Walker, this team's in trouble. So you really only need Higgins, Worthy, Myers, which I think is fine. I think Andrews another. I prefer Njoku over Andrews, but I think Andrews another tight end is being slept on this year. Like, yeah, he's touchdown dependent, but so are a lot of tight ends. But he's in a good offense. He always has chances to score. Yeah, bench a little questionable, but overall, I still think this is a solid team despite the 10th round Adam Thielen. Not quite as good as Team 1, but still solid.
Yeah, the end of the receiver room here is very crusty, a little dusty. Cooper Kupp and Adam Thielen. But that aside, typically 3 receiver full PPR league, you'd say taking a running back 3 of the first 4 picks. But then you look at the receivers there, and you're like, I mean, you still got Worthy. Do you want 2 of those guys? I get it, because you feel like that was just a better value play. So I think it's fine. I think instead of Mahomes, again, if you're I hope you weren't forcing a stack. If you force like, I got Worthy, I got to get Mahomes, then that's a bad reason. I still would have gone with a different receiver instead of Mahomes, because you could have waited and still got a perfectly fine quarterback. But other than that, pretty good. Manny Fresh. All right, Team 3 got Saquon, JSN, Garrett Wilson, Burrow, Flowers, Connor, Hawk, Ayuk, Coleman, Kyle Williams, Brock Purdy, Deontay Thornton, and I think that is Raheem Sanders.
Raheem Sanders. Wow, that's got to be our first. It's got to be
our
first.
This feels like this is something related to the Najee news.
Yes, it's got to be all of a sudden. Are we going to have like Raheem Sanders hype like we had Kimani Vidal hype?
Oh, Kimani Vidal.
Is Kimani Vidal going to get hyped up again? And this is what I talk about. Like when you have these early picks, like I like JSN. I obviously like Garrett Wilson. Flowers is fine, but like where's your wide receiver 1, right? Like where's your elite stud wide receiver? Obviously you got Barkley, so that's good. Connor's your RB2 is solid. Hawk, Burrow is a great tight end QB combination. But now you're flexing Ayuk, Keon Coleman, Kyle Williams, Thornton, Raheem Sanders. Yeah, flex is going to be a little dicey for this team.
Right. Flex. Taking Burrow early means that bumps everyone else down, right, a notch. And then Purdy, you didn't need Purdy if you're taking Burrow that early. So your starting core is good. The bench is very dicey, like you said. Okay, so this must be God, Wrestling, and Football podcast. That's a lot.
Oh, what's up?
A lot all in once. So, for I'm assuming personal reasons, wants to know what we think of Team 4. We'll tell you. Got Jahmyr Gibbs and Kyron with Bowers in the middle. The receivers are DK, Calvin Ridley, Judy, Trey Harris, Jalen McMillan, and Romeo Dobbs. Went Kyler Murray and then backed him up with Jared Goff and backed up Bowers with Jonnu Smith. Travis Etienne is the only backup running back.
This is a tough. Gibbs, Bowers, Kyron is not necessarily a bad start in a vacuum, but the problem is, again, this is a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex league. So now you're starting DK Metcalf. We already talked about the Steelers. I do really like Ridley. I'm not sold on Judy catching passes from Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel. You got to hope it's Flacco here. And even that, really, come on. How good were Pittman and Josh Downs really with Flacco last year? They're not they weren't world beaters or anything here. So those are your 3 wide receivers. I only really like one of them. And then you're flexing, Etienne, Trey Harris. I mean, are you going to flex Jonnu? Like, oh, man. Yeah, this is the problem when you go, when you just wait on wide receiver, you take 2 tight ends, you take 2 QBs. Like, had you gone like Gibbs, Bowers, and then a Terry and Evans, a Harrison, whoever you like there, somebody like that, or maybe even a wide receiver over Kyler and just waited on QB, I would have maybe liked this team a little bit more.
Right. We'll probably always say this. You took Bowers. If he somehow isn't the top, at least top 3 tight ends, whatever. You don't need Jonnu there, and you didn't need a second quarterback. But other than that, yeah, mixed bag, I think, is fair. Jay, what is up, Jay? Let's see. I'm going to take this off, by the way. All right. Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, James Cook, J-Mo, Shakir. Wow. You went full Buffalo Bill. I didn't even realize that. And then Dalton Kincaid later. All right. Now we're going to have some words now. You like the entire Bills offense here. Also happened to take Swift, Najee, Ramondre, Alec Pierce, and Kelsey to back up Dalton Kincaid.
Yes. All right. I mean, I don't like Tyreek Hill in the second round, but if he's your guy, he's your guy. If Tyreek Hill bounces back, like Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jameson Williams with Shakir as your wide receiver 4/flex type is more than fine. I think James Cook, DeAndre Swift, Najee Harris, assuming he has both his eyes, and Ramondre Stevenson is more than fine at running back. And then, yeah, I probably would have just passed on Kelsey and took Kincaid, but having Kelsey and Kincaid is fine, and you got Josh Allen. So I think overall this is, I mean, I went to drafted this team, but I think the way it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, we've already, beaten the whole stack discussion to death today, but even besides whatever team it is, probably best to diversify a little bit because the Khalil Shakir, Josh Allen stack isn't one that's going to be league winning. You know what I mean? So I probably would have mixed it up. Jacoby Myers probably would have been a pick. Juwan Jennings, who I guess I missed being available the next round. I could have taken him. Other than that, I think it's pretty solid. You got solid veteran running back room. You didn't need a second tight end, but other than that, you got some good players. All right, so I stuck myself at the 6. I went with CD, JT, Terry McLaurin, Devonta Smith, Omari Hampton, Godwin, Baker, Tracy Ingram, Tillman, Spears, Leggett, and Jalen Wright.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys I like here. I like the way you did it, of course. Lamb, JT, totally fine with that. I'm totally fine anchoring JT if I get him in round 2. Terry, Devonta Smith is your wide receiver 3, fine. Godwin as your flex, assuming he's healthy, should be fine. You got JT. You got maybe league winner Omari Hampton at this point now. We'll see. I know you're higher on Tracy than me. I think the one surprising pick for me is Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield that early, like when you can just wait on QB. I think maybe I like this team a little bit more, but I do like your bench guys as well.
Yeah, and again, I don't regret it, but in retrospect, taking Jennings or Pearsall probably would have been better, and I could have waited, like you said, and just taken Dak at the end of the draft. But overall, I think fairly happy considering where I drafted from. I actually am pretty happy with it. Now, generally speaking, I will say this. I think I am a little higher on Chuba than Hampton. But, I couldn't resist.
With the I know. You wanted to draft Hampton so we could talk about Najee. I know.
That's exactly right. You know me. NMB. All right, at the 7. Puka, AJB, Chase Brown, Kittle, Hubbard, Hunter, who, man, I thought he was going to make it back to me in the middle of the 6th round. I feel like that was going to be a steal, but you got a steal. Jennings, also great value. Nix, Skedaboo, Besh, Benson, Blue, Coker.
All right. Even though you don't care about the feelings of dogs, we'll still grade your team here. Puka, AJ Brown's a fantastic start. Chase Brown. I mean, Puka, AJ Brown, Chase Brown is a phenomenal start, honestly. Kittle, Chuba, good with that there. Yeah, you got great value on Hunter, great value on Jennings. Bonig. I mean, this has got to be the best team so far, right? This has got to be the best. I mean, Puka, AJ Brown, Hunter, Jennings is your wide receivers. Chase Brown, Chuba is your running backs. You got an elite tight end. You got a very good quarterback, and even your bench is good. Yeah, this is the best team so far.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I was happy with my team, but I think this is better. You want to know? Technically, you sniped me on Hunter because I was about to take him, and let's see, also Jaden Blue later in the draft. Uh, I'm starting to get a little higher on Kittle. The last couple of years have been a little lukewarm on him. I feel like he was overdrafted, but now with Debo gone and still not sure who the wide receiver one is in San Francisco, I feel like Kittle has been a good value. So I'm a little higher on him. And I feel like somebody asked a question about Kittle earlier. I will say this: I was thrilled I got Kittle at the end of round 3 in the fishbowl because it's a tight end premium league.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't even know how he was available. All right. Taz, Nico, London, Brees, Jalen Hurts, Waddle, Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Downs, Igbuka, Javonte Williams, Shaheed Goddard, and Eckler. Got a lot of rookies here.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Nico, Drake, London, that is fantastic. And I'm okay with Brees Hall in the third. I think he's being a little slept on. I think he'll be okay. Jalen Hurts got elite QB. Look, I know Waddle's burned us like 2 years in a row, but man, ready to get burned again by Waddle with Jonnu gone. I mean, they got to throw to somebody there. So then you got Judkins, Caleb as your RB2s. One of those guys should be okay. Downs is your flex. Could be a little dicey. Igbuka, Javonte, Shaheed. I like Goddard as a late round tight end. I like a lot of picks for this team. I do, again, worry a little bit about the flex, though.
I agree. And just to clear things up, by the way, when we finished NMB's team, he says his dog appreciates that. How can you make a statement like that when you have a dog? Come on. Now you got to have
Maybe
words.
Look, we have 4 dogs, and 3 of them barely even react to the fireworks, and 1 can hear the slightest little, and they are like in full-fledged end of the world panic mode. So maybe his dog doesn't even notice.
Yeah, we're the same way. 2 of them oblivious. The fireworks could be going on in the house, and they wouldn't even notice. And the other one, can hear a thunderstorm from 100 miles away. But
yeah.
Anyways, we're on team 9 now. It's slime ball season. Deontay, Ladd, Evans, JD, Laporta, Odunze, Aaron Jones, Mooney, Tank, Burden, Bateman, Loveland, and Wandale.
I mean, this is another just fantastic first 3 picks. Genty, McConkey, Evans. I mean, fantastic. I'm okay with JD there, of course. And the Laporta pick is like just a gut punch. It's like, it's like you're building this incredible once in a generation fantasy team, and you're like, I'm just gonna take Sam Laporta now. Why? You can get David Njoku, Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, Kincaid, Goddard. You can get these guys late and be just fine. That being said, it's still a very good team. I mean, you got Odunze, you got Mooney, who I like. Aaron Jones should be okay as an RB2. Tank. Yeah, I mean, it's still a good team, but man, this team was looking like it could be close to a 10 out of 10 first 4 picks.
Yeah, exactly. Because like Mooney as your flex, maybe it's fine, but where's the upside there? I think I would just much preferred a high upside receiver like a Pickens in the mix there, and then get tight end later. Exactly.
Yeah,
but good overall.
Imagine Pickens.
All right, so Miguel, his draft prompted a couple of questions. Let's go to Manny. If you're still on here, Manny Calderon, welcome. So you got neighbors in a 1 QB dynasty. Is it worth stacking with any?
If you can get like in a 1 QB dynasty, do I even want Russell Wilson? I guess if I can get him for basically free, sure. If you can get Dart for a good price, sure. But I'm not going to go out of my way to get those guys just because I have neighbors.
Yeah, I agree. Russell Wilson in a 1 QB dynasty league, there's no point. It's like, what's the point? Take a chance if you want Jackson Dart. You like Jackson Dart, okay. But I wouldn't go out of my way to do that either. And then Jordan, well, he's asking if Achane could be a late first round pick. Definitely, he got him here. Miguel got him at the 2-3.
I mean, we're starting to see that. I think on Underdog, he's creeping up to that first round. He's going to. I think he's going to.
I think he's worth it. I know you do too. Well, Miguel got both Neighbors and Achane and Marvin Harrison, by the way, at the end of the third round. DJ Moore, George Pickens, Travion Henderson, Pacheco Reed, Sharbs, Kirk Guerrero, and then the tight end is Jake Ferguson, and the quarterback is Caleb Williams.
All right, man. I know I said I like slime ball start, but my goodness, what did we let Miguel get Neighbors, Achane, Marvin Harrison, DJ Moore, George Pickens, Travion Henderson. Dude, he's got potentially 2 good running backs, 4 awesome wide receivers. That is a start. Pacheco Reed. And look, he's still got Caleb and Jake Ferguson. Yeah, I think this team might be my favorite now.
Yeah, the thing exactly. I saw those first 5 picks, and it's 6 picks really, and I was just like, man, that's it, best team. I actually don't like a lot of the later picks. Charbonnet's fine, right? You're just going for some upside, even if he doesn't get a lot of touches necessarily. All right, whatever. Where you got him, Guerrero is fine, but then it's like, do I really want Jake Ferguson as my starting tight end? I mean, to me, it's just you're just saying like I'm going to stream the position, which you could do. And then Caleb Williams, you're pairing him with DJ Moore. All right, I don't mind that. But then it's like Christian Kirk or Jaden Reed are your flexes. So potentially if something happens to one of those guys, I don't like the second half as much as the first half, but I think that's also partly because the first half was so good. Bobby Digital at the 11, Sun God, Derrick Henry, not a bad start. Devontae Adams, Lamar Jackson, Mixon, Olave, Debo, B-Rob, Pittman, Tyler Warren, Marvin Mims, Ray Davis, and Algier.
I mean, I think this just shows one of the advantages these end picks are. I mean, it's hard to like all these starts for these teams are just fantastic. I mean, Sun God and Derrick Henry with Adams as like your wide receiver 2. You got Lamar. I mean, I don't love Mixon, but he's your RB2. And then you got Olave, Debo. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'd prefer. Yeah, I don't love Debo there, but it's fine. Brian Robinson. Yeah, I don't think I like this team as much as like Miguel's or NB's or Slime Balls, but it's still a good team. And again, it just shows the starts you can get with these back half teams. I mean, look at these. Like you feel good about every pick for the first 4 or 5 picks of these teams.
That's exactly right. Let's see if this last team is the best. So Chris got the pick number 6 times 2. That would be 12. CMC, BTJ, McBride. We got Addison Harvey, Pearsall, Pollard, Mason, Tootin, Jaden Higgins, Hollywood, and Herbert. Oh, okay. Is that the first time you've gone Herbert as your starting QB?
I think it's the first time I've gone Herbert, but I'm really coming around on Herbert because
now you know Najee's not going to be there.
Well, now he's got to be the RB2. But honestly, Greg Roman has been saying they're going to let him run more. And if you look at it last year when I dove into it, remember he had that high ankle sprain in week 3. He was on the injury report every week of the season until week 9. From week 3 to week 9, he only had 1 game where he ran for more than 10 rushing yards. From week 10 on, in 5 games, he ran for 30 or more rushing yards. Like his ankle just wasn't healthy enough to run early in the season. I think we're going to see a guy. He's not going to run to the level of like Daniels and Lamar and them. But I think he can give us like 500 rushing yards this year to go with the passing. I think he's a good value this year. So I do like him. As far as my team goes, I mean, CMC, BTJ, I can't have any, again, fantastic start. Obviously, I don't normally go tight end this early, but McBride basically in the 4th round, I'm going to take him. I like Tet. Addison, a little volatile as my wide receiver 3. My flex might be a bit of an issue, but if Harvey's my RB2, my flex is Pearsall, Pollard, Jordan Mason. I think I'm okay with those guys. Higgins, I like, obviously I like everybody I picked because I picked them. I still don't think it's quite on par with like Miguel and NMB, but overall happy with this team. I'd probably like it more if I didn't take McBride there and took like, some combination of whoever and McMillan, whether DJ Moore or Smith or whoever it was. But I took the value on McBride.
Nothing wrong with getting the value, McBride there. Yeah, now like I said, I considered McBride in my mid 3rd round pick, but I waited. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to complain about here. Obviously, we don't know exactly how McMillan's going to play out this season, and Addison. I don't feel as secure about your receiver group as I usually do. So this one is a little different for you
Right.
because again, McBride takes the place of one of those receivers. Um, but I like your running backs more than usual. Of course, you got RJ Harvey. What's not to love there? But overall, I think very good. All right. Well, that's it. Another sleeper mock in the books. All right, guys. So you know what the deal is. If you want to get on one of these next time, maybe you didn't get to, or you're just watching it back and you haven't done one, let's do it. Try it out, and we will break down your team and give you our thoughts and your strategy. We're also going to continue to do some best ball drafts and underdog. So if you haven't tried underdog, and check out the ticker below. All you need to know is there, and in the comments. Sign up, make an account, use code ENDGAME, and you get free stuff, free cash, free picks. Use those picks on anything you want. You don't have to wait for football season to start. So try that out too. And of course, turn on notifications to make sure you know when we go live next. Check out all the videos that have been coming out all year. There was, I can't say since this, no, because we have never stopped. I feel like however many years straight we've had this channel, we don't stop. There's no off season. So check those all out and subscribe and like, and we'll see you on the next one.